Welcome back to Non-Canon Underground, a show where I draw a movie poster for a movie that doesn't exist, nor will probably ever exist, and with me are a couple of nerds who will brainstorm the premise of that movie.
Well, first of all, I think it's safe to say that this will never be done since it's been how many years and Ninja Turtles and Predator are still not a thing? How is that possible? The Predator has fought everybody. The Predator has encountered Scooby-Doo, and they still haven't fought against the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? I just don't understand.
So who's the main character? Of course, the TMNT and Predators.
So Shredder, I would love for Krang to be in this movie.
Casey Jones, April O'Neil, I think.
I think there should at least be two Predators to start.
Well, I want there to be a whole bunch, but to start off, I think there should be one to start that's hunting and others that get incorporated later on.
Real quick, I gotta say, I don't want to put the turtles down at all, but I kind of feel like you're giving a lot of props to the turtles for more than two predators. I mean, I love the turtles, but more than two predators?
Not for just the turtles themselves, because there's other people in the turtle universe. There's Yosagi Yojimbo. We could have little clips of in other, like in Japan, like Yosagi Yojimbo, like even if it's briefly. We could have Casey Jones. Like, I think there could be a rush of different battles happening towards the end.
So that's my main question. My next one after the characters. We'll get back to the character, but what's the setting? The setting's the easiest.
Oh yeah, New York City.
New York City, right? So that's right away taken off the board. Boom.
Yeah, because I don't think the turtles are going to the jungle, right? Just the concrete jungle.
Yo, hey, you seen that cartoon in 2000s? They've been everywhere.
Yeah, that's true.
Unless they go to Japan,
Right.
but not New York City. We can't. It's New York City.
I only mentioned Japan because I was like thinking that you could see like some kind of like predator invasion at the end, and I think if it's some kind of invasion, then you can see all of these great cameos of Ninja Turtle characters fighting predators all around the world, kind of like in the Justice League cartoon when Darkseid was invading the world, and you just saw like heroes fighting all over the world against the invasion.
Okay, so you think there should be an invasion?
To stay with the characters and not into the plot, I think there should be multiple predators added to the list of characters.
Okay, so your plot, the plot you're adding is invasion.
Is an invasion at the end? In the beginning, it's set up as.
If it's at the end, then that's the plot. That's what we're driving towards, is getting to the end of the movie, which the plot is they're trying to stop an invasion. Because if you're including Shredder, Kang's cousin, Kang's little sister, then they're all getting together to fight this invasion. So that's absolutely one plot. Or there's the fact that they're just being hunted.
Ooh, okay.
That's the Predator plot. I think the TMNT plot is the invasion. The Predator plot is the fact that the Predator's like, oh, there's giant turtles running around. I'm absolutely taking one of their heads. You serious?
I would like to incorporate both.
Damn.
I think
3 hour movie.
Because one thing we learned from Predators, the movie, the one with Adrian Brody, is there's different species of predators and there are different factions of predators. Ones that hunt, ones that are assassins. You know, like I believe that just like a human being, something could happen in Japan, something could happen in New York, and they're not affiliated with each other. I think they're different predators. So I think in the beginning of the movie you have the natural hunt, and then they realize that there's an invasion coming, and this predator that's hunting the Ninja Turtles, they're trying to find the Ninja Turtles and hunt them down, is actually testing them to see if they are ready for this invasion. It's like a warning and as a preparation for them.
Shredder, Kang, Casey, April, anyone from the Predator universe, shit, or Predator's the only thing that matters from there.
Oh, like, do you think they would need like Arnold to come in? Is Danny Glover still kicking around the city?
Those guys are old, bro. But Marines in general, I mean, the local force is normally the people who are fighting against the Predators. So the Turtles, of course, are the superheroes. But are there Marines in here? Are there government help? Are the Turtles working with the government?
I wouldn't say no if Arnold Schwarzenegger's character Dutch was actually working with the faction of Predators that were trying to help prepare the world for the invasion.
Oh, there's good Predators?
That's what I was mentioning before, that there's the predators, the ones that were hunting the turtles. They were trying to find the turtles and trying to test them to see if they were ready for this invasion, because there's invasion happening from this other faction of predators, and they wanted to help them and team up with them, because like you said, I don't think the Ninja Turtles are equipped to finding the more than one predator. I would like there to be a faction of predators, maybe with Dutch in there, working together and stuff like that to save the Earth from this invasion.
That sort of seems like an excuse to get more predators in the movie. I mean, that doesn't seem very predator-like. That doesn't really seem like what the predators do. Like, why would they? Let's help you fight against the other one. It seems very unlike their goal. Their driving force is to hunt in general, but to hunt great beasts and to come to this Earth once before, scan and see a turtle, to come back again and to see that 4 of these turtles are 6'5" and have been fighting. Then it's like, oh, that's my main goal, is to kill these things. And a group of 2 or 3 would be perfect for that. So it gives room for every of the characters to actually do something. If there's a bunch of predators in a movie, I don't give a shit about April, Casey, fuck Krang.
Whoa, hey man, it's Krang.
Well, wait a second.
In the established canon, there was a predator in the Predator. When Shane Black came back to write the movie, that there were proven factions of predators that wanted to save the Earth and didn't want to hunt.
So the idea I had with Krang might aid to a good predator, because just as like the predators see a new species, they're like, oh, I gotta fight it or hunt it. Krang sees a new species and he's just like, I gotta experiment on that shit. If he got a hold of a predator, it could be the predator that Shredder died fighting, and Shredder wounded this predator so bad that Krang was able to capture it, experiment on it, and try to make a turtle out of it. And we have like a turtle predator, which this turtle predator could be fighting with its own identity, and the Ninja Turtle DNA within it is combating good versus evil.
Okay, that is fucking crazy interesting. Especially, I didn't have one until you just said it. My own start of this movie would be very much to that. That is actually very interesting. Damn.
In my original pitch with Shredder was that the Predator starts the movie fighting Shredder. You know how Shredder loves to appear to be dead, but then not real, that he's not dead, and he shows up again. I think this would be a perfect opportunity. I think Predator fights Shredder, beats him, thinking that he's dead. Well, like, for Shredder comes back, he incorporated the Predator's armor into his own, and he comes back with the technology, and he remakes his armor with Predator technology, and then challenges the Predator again to a battle.
That would be toyetic as fuck.
I especially like that both of you having that through line there, that Shredder fights them, fights one of them. He's the first being that they see. He dies, and then you said Krang test on him, right? Krang test on him, and fucking. I vote for that opening for sure, but especially if after that opening they're approached by the Foot, like then he helps him shut it down. But how they know? No, they go to Krang first. They go to Krang first. Any more side characters to act while we're here?
I like Mondo Gecko. I don't know what to do with him, but
we could always have him sacrificed in the beginning.
Damn.
No.
A Predator, like while he's riding on a skateboard, Predator fires at him and goes through his chest.
It sounded like you were gonna make Endgame, so I thought you wanted 45 Mondos.
First of all, you need something going on in the beginning. Like the turtles need their first fuck off fight, because they haven't met the Predator yet. They don't. That's not even part of their story yet. They could be just regular ass criminals or some Foot thing. A way to incorporate constant TMNT villains and not have to like do so much story writing is that literally Predators going around killing them all.
I like that.
Wow. And of course we start with Oroku. We start with fucking Shredder shit. Wow.
Yeah, he's not gonna like that.
No. And then you cut to them like, hey, what are you doing, guys? Yeah, come on, and then someone comes in, busts through the door. Oh man.
And think how emotional it would be if like Bebop was killed and Rocksteady was just like really emotional and had this subplot of wanting to kill the Predator badly.
Oh, because Rocksteady's getting one of them, right? There's no way that Rocksteady doesn't mortally wound one of these things.
Oh yeah, he's gonna be there with a giant gun,
100%.
like Gatling gun or something like that. Maybe he makes like there's like a little wing too, and he calls his Gatling gun like Old Painless.
Mark, you were about to say something? Is there something you want to say?
Yeah, I was asking about Casey and April, if anyone specified anything they'll be doing in it, because I kind of have like an idea how they could be incorporated in the story.
Obviously, April can do the news about aliens and all that stuff. But I was mentioning that maybe Casey could be a cameo, like at the end battle, like during an invasion, where you just see him fighting them in New York, and you see Usagi Yojimbo fighting them in Japan, or any of these things. I think that was dismissed.
So
like we just want to stick with a couple predators and not an invasion.
Well, I was thinking that Casey would be sort of the unofficial but official bodyguard of April. Well, this will I could pitch this earlier when we get to Act 1, but just say for now, like the through line would be that she's sort of the eyes and ears of the regular people when people start discovering some weird stuff is going on, and then she because her being a reporter, she's trying to go into the thick of things, and she'll need somebody to have her back, which is Casey. So you kind of have that kind of banter back and forth with them, whether the movie starts with them already a couple or it's just them, like maybe they broke up, but she asked them to tag along with him, and then they can sort of rekindle that kind of relationship.
That's a good. I like that. It's a good subplot, but we need something. If we're not, if we're just doing a couple predators, I don't think that's going to give the frantic setting
Well, I
that
thought that
you would
we
need.
agreed that, but that's like the third act, the final, where that's the sort of main goal of the multiple predators invading, and some predators are trying to get the turtles to be sort of the.
That's what I would. That's what I pitch. But since we're not at
I
the
thought
third
that
act
was
yet,
agreed
so
upon.
Well, yeah, because the third act is only really dependent on what happens during this fun time during Act 1 and 2. That might change completely on the jokes being made.
That sort of idea kind of helps towards the pitch I have for the beginning, like sort of the cold open before we get to like the Shredder versus Predator and all the other stuff. It was like a quick cold open. So I guess I'll pitch it, and then if we can sort of veto it if during their Act 1. He said, nah, screw that.
So we get to Act 1. So Casey and April are essentially she's Lois Lane then. Well, she's
Yeah.
April, but Lois is going into the
Yeah.
battlefield pretending she's not gonna die.
So
Okay,
like
gotcha.
I actually was pitching the idea that the movie opens up on the invasion, like shit has gone to hell, and then she's like sort of like the reporter who is reporting about what's going on in New York. You have like Casey kind of grabbing her, like, we need to get out of here, we need to get out of here. It's like, but she refuses to leave because she has to get footage of what's happening, and then you see like maybe 2 or 3 predators, and it's kind of blurry, so it doesn't ruin the whole aspect of seeing the real fight happen in the movie. So you kind of see like Casey, he doesn't have the Gulf thing because now it's actual war, but he still wants sort of like a melee weapon. So he has like maybe like a Donnie's bow stab, but he kind of puts like a scythe on the top, and then you see him sort of trying to fight a couple of predators, and then hear him scream like he's about to die, and it screams, and then it cuts to black, and then it goes back in time to kind of tell the story.
What do we mean by invasion? We all might be defining it differently. To me, I think a xenomorph is more likely to invade than a predator. So what do you mean by alien invasion with the predator, with everyone?
I mean what you mean. At least that's where I stand. That these creatures don't invade. They hunt. If the hunt is successful, the ship comes down, and the rest of the aliens look and congratulate that hunter for killing what it killed and take that hunter back.
So when I say invasion, I mean the ship comes into orbit and multiple predators come out to challenge these people. It's just that because there's so many worthy opponents on the Earth, multiple predators come out to hunt them as fair game. They have no intention of taking over the Earth.
Absolutely, that totally makes sense. We're all on the same page.
Fucking love.
The predators are coming. They're leaving our government alone. They're leaving our cows alone.
Yes.
So my thinking when he mentioned invasion, so in Predators, right, they were on a different planet, and the Predators had created like a battleground or a hunting ground. My idea is kind of taking from it was an episode of Star Trek Voyager where you had these groups that used to hunt, go to different planets and hunt down. Like it was like a planet that was designated to them, and they would hunt up a bunch of people. So what happened was Janeway came, and in one of the solution was to sort of give them a holographic battleground in a ship so that they don't have to like leave their nest. They don't have to be nomadic tribes. So an idea of mine was that the invasion that the predators want to do is make Earth a battleground so they don't have to keep leaving their planet. It's their idea of progress. The old ways no longer serve them. They're having to leave their planet using all the resources to travel or whatever. So now they want to sort of find a planet, like maybe not all of them, but like some of them go to like different planet and basically like colonize it and turn it into its own hunting ground. So they send hunters first, make sure they get rid of the toughest mofos on that planet Earth, which would be the turtles and Shredder and the other villains. So you have to kill them first because they're not gonna be friends; they're enemies, regardless if the turtles and Shredder and all those people are nemesis. To them, they're both prey. The movie sort of begins with the cold open, telling the point of view of New York being massively invaded, because like it's to indicate like all the guys that would stop them are all dead. But that would be a sort of like a misdirect we can get to in Act 3.
What's interesting about that concept is the fact that the Ninja Turtles universe is full of so many things that they would want to hunt. That it does kind of make sense for them to relocate their battle world to Earth. That is an interesting. And then, of course, if you have Krang, who they see what he did with one of their predators, they would want to kidnap Krang and force him to keep creating new and badder things for them to hunt.
I imagine like Baxter Stockman would like be really intrigued with the predators.
Thank you for mentioning fucking Baxter. You know what's crazy? No one off rip mentioned Splinter. Is he dead? Yo, let me know. Some people, for a lot of people, some people don't include Alfred.
No.
Some people don't include Professor X. Some people like take away the Master. I don't know.
Splinter is our Yoda in this movie, so he's the one who goes up against the king, the leader, the top dog in the Predator faction. So the final battle will be between Splinter and whoever the main bad guy is.
Yeah, I think end of Act 2 into Act 3 or something like that. You know, the Ninja Turtles have got their ass kicked by the Predator. They don't know what to do. They're defeated. They don't think they can fight him. And Splinter's got one of those stories where his master Yoshi once fought an alien or something, and it kind of like, you know, an inspirational story of some sort.
Oh yeah, or that, or if which again, Rich, now that your idea is so complete and thought out, in that way that you put it, I actually really do fucking love it, because it just takes the concept and stretches it further. I wrote down your idea. I turned it to ceremonial hunt instead of invasion. If this ship comes down, they don't say shit, and they release just 10 predators, and then they send just those 10 around the world. One of these predators can make it to 2 places for sure, wipe out some main creatures. If they drop 10 predators, it becomes like this almost hunt or tournament type thing for them, a ceremonial thing. If that's a ceremonial thing, then there has to be an elder present at this event. If Splinter is dealing with that elder, even if it's just 2 old creatures speaking through body language, then a seriousness tone set halfway through the movie is Splinter letting everyone know that this has to happen. We can send them off, but we have to fight these things the way they should fight. Like they're doing this at a ceremony. He's protecting the world, but if he's an elder, like you said Yoda, Mark, immediately I thought 4, 5, 6 Yoda. But then you came through with the 1, 2, 3. I was like, yeah, absolutely 1, 2, 3 Yoda. Fucking shit up.
Well, if we're talking about the third act,
well, we did it a couple times, and we shouldn't have. We shouldn't have.
Then I just want to piggyback off of what you guys just said before it's like forgotten. When I saw Splinter, I always tied him in with the Ninja Turtles, and I don't want the stealthiness of the ninja clan, like the ninja part of the Turtles, to be dismissed. When all of these things are happening, if we can incorporate the Splinter thing in there, he goes in there, he challenges the main guy, and he's honor bound to accept that challenge. But while that's happening, it's a ruse. It's getting all eyes on him and the battle, while the Ninja Turtles stealthily go into the ship and try to dismantle the ship. And Donatello goes in there, wants the technology, wants to visibly see everything, wants to test it, and so you just get the Ninja Turtles together on the ship, of the Predator ship, to end this chaos.
You're absolutely fucking right. I just wrote down here, remember, stealth is the main theme. Even though you did start off on the evasion, you just called it, where we all generally just right now just missed the main thing about both of these different properties. They both stealth their enemies.
Yes.
And then we immediately put them in an invasion. You can still have that happen, but now to make the TMNT the main characters still, every other person in this hunt is now getting wiped out, legit getting wiped out. Fucking Toka, Razor, and anyone who thinks that they're just big motherfuckers who could just take these things down, because these things are stealthy. Only the turtles are stealthy enough to really match. And then you can get these solo battles between Raphael and a predator in this warehouse, and they're stealthy each other, they're trying to find each other and make it some Metal Gear Solid crazy shit.
Exactly.
The hunter must become the hunted.
Yeah, exactly. And who better? What a better chance for Raphael to go, oh no, now I get to actually kill one of these things. And then look at his brother Leo looking at him like, look, my brother now gets the option to take something's life, and I have to agree to it. Let's find out. Crying Baxter. Baxter could help. Absolutely could help something. Especially if you have to put the point of view of what the government thinks about what's happening, then them calling upon Baxter Stockman is a good way to have the government even mean anything to this movie.
Yeah, like, but he maybe even has his own agenda. like he's working, but he actually wants to just capture a predator and study it and make some kind of like half breed or
He
manipulate.
wants to get ooze all over the
Yes.
predator.
He wants
Oh,
to exactly
shit.
ooze
Whoa.
all over the predator.
Damn.
You ooze,
Right?
you lose.
Oh, that's crazy. That's also two people now. That's Krang and Baxter Stockman trying to test these things immediately. Having this predator have to fight through an army of mousers just because this dude's trying to capture one of these things.
Also, Crag. Crag and his rock soldiers too can be incorporated in that somehow.
Crazy. That's 3 hour movie. That's too 4 hour movie.
Let's just go right into Act 1, and like let's try to figure that out. So,
well, I propose that the shredder, that the predator, like invade, like goes to. I don't want to use the word invasion again, but because there was so much confusion with that. But like he goes to like his hideout or doji or whatever, and because I want him to fight the Foot Clan first, and then when he's shredded, then they fight and to do that whole thing.
So in the Foot Clan headquarters, an alien drops in and kills everyone and kills Shredder. That's the opening. That's the beginning. We're thinking.
in that fight scene, the Shredder loses, obviously. He should do enough damage to the Predator that Krang can capture this Predator, which might even be why the other Predators need to investigate what the hell happened to the first one and then find a great hunting ground.
Yeah, because normally if he failed his hunt, that's on him, bro.
And Krang is the type of technician that would capitalize on you never fight your enemy when he's at 100%. He actually waits till Shredder fights him and injures him. If the Predator wins, then he knows that he can capture the Predator more easily because he's injured. And I think Predator should call Krang one ugly motherfucker.
In Japanese.
This would be the perfect time for when this Predator is weakened by the Shredder as a victor, but this should be the one that Krang captures and to be continued later in Act 2. If we establish that the Predator collects, every spine of a person he kills, we should take note that he didn't collect Shredder's spine.
Yes.
Or a trophy. It takes a trophy.
Yeah.
After the fight with Shredder and the Predator, where Shredder seemingly gets killed, Krang is watching, but since you said the Predator is injured, like he's barely walking out of the area, then he falls to his knees and he's like calling the headquarters or whatever, like to basically alert them like this planet is no joke. It got some sick mofos here. But before he could fully warn them, this guy was about to say stay away from the planet, but he gets captured immediately by Krang.
That's absolutely. And they're like, "Wait, finish your sentence. What? Come to the planet?"
Okay.
Oh man.
That gives a reason as to why they would leave, come back, and more warriors. A hunt by a predator was failed here. This planet is worth the tournament. This planet is worth sending 10 warriors to. I think to make it easier, we're trying to fit Baxter in there. I think in this, who knows why villains do what villains do, but in this, Baxter Stockman would work for Krang, right? If a little mouse or droid, Krang don't use robots and shit like that. Krang like just shows up. If a little mouser thing is watching this scene and then reports back to Baxter and then reveals that Baxter's working for Krang.
Yeah, that sounds cool.
We've also never seen Krang's body, that giant body of his in action, really.
That thing might fuck shit up.
Yes, and Krang's body is played by Vincent D'Onofrio.
Crazy.
Nice. And I think after this battle, after they take it away, you have to have an intermission of world events or something like that, I think, presented by April O'Neil. I think that's the perfect opportunity to have her news report. Whatever world we need to set up for this movie is the perfect opportunity for April to do a news report to bring the calm of the storm down, and then before it builds up again.
After that, the Mouser droid reports this Stockman. Stockman reports this to Krang. Reveal. Krang. Oh shit. And they head to capture this predator. Retrieve him. Oh shit. Okay, gotcha. Cuts to April O'Neil.
Her news report then transforms to Casey watching her news report like on a TV, like on a city street, like through the window or something like that. And like he has his overcoat and he's just walking through and he sees April. And you get the gist that he's like just really like he's still into April, and you find out later that they broke up and they have this whole side thing happening, but maybe he just like looks at her and just maybe looks down and just shakes his head, and just keeps walking.
When he's done watching his news segment, he sees some suspicious activity and he like goes to investigate, and he does his thing where he has to like be cool and he has to fight them, but his whole thing is like super loud. The point is that the fight that he's doing in the alleyway or whatever should be super loud, and then right as he's about to get his butt kicked, the turtles show up and they help him, and what took you so long? And they're like, we've been watching the whole time. You know, you're not very stealthy.
And I would like it too that if like Casey was trying to find somebody to beat the shit out of because he's angry about seeing April, and even like he's talking to the guy that he's beating up, he's like, you're gonna dump me for some stupid bullshit, and the guy's like, what are you talking about, man? What are you, crazy?
So now I kind of got the through line, right? They're heroes now. They're like the superheroes. So they haven't had to do stealth as much, but now the Predators will force them to become that again. So,
yeah, I think they would have to be established in the world, since especially if the other characters are established in the world.
If we take a scene from the current Daredevil, constant little scenes throughout this movie of her interviewing other people, like, yeah, the turtles got us, don't worry.
That's awesome. Yeah, the interviews and stuff, that we could like utilize that type of stuff to control the narrative.
Control the narrative. You're starting to sound like. Okay, I got you.
Oh, how about the Foot Clan actually show up at one point to inherit the turtles' help? The turtles need to
Absolutely.
find out.
They'd be scared of what just happened.
We can't have half the movie done before the turtles find out what's going on in the plot.
And would they bring that information back to Splinter? Would that happen in Act 1?
The Splinter would need to be informed. Did he, like, Master Splinter needs to know about this? You know, Leonardo.
And we can't forget that as soon as Donnie hears that aliens exist or are on the planet, he's gonna get little science boner.
Oh yeah, if you're choosing a turtle to go invade this ship and you didn't pick Donnie, you did it wrong.
They go back to their headquarters to tell Splinter, but Donnie maybe first hits his computer because he's like, this reminds me of an article I read about a group of soldiers who went into a jungle and blah, 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 you know? If April's there, she could be like, I know someone who covered that story, or I once had to investigate a story of someone in the city, and she references Danny Glover's character. When Donnie's talking about the jungle and April's talking about this story in LA, that's when like Splinter would overhear these conversations and be like, my master Yoshi has a experience with this as well or something.
Okay, what happens after they meet up with Casey here?
Like when they meet up with Casey and they help him out, and then the Foot Clan shows up, the turtles automatically see them as enemies and start fighting. But they fight a little bit to get some action in there and stuff like that. But then a head of the Foot Clan, one of the leaders, comes out and stops the fight. Remember the Ninja Turtle animated cartoon, the movie that came out with Sarah Michelle Gellar, who played the voice of April? And
oh yeah, that was amazing.
Maybe we could use that character that was kind of like head of the Foot Clan.
Yeah, Karai, absolutely. Oh, yo, how you not mention Karai?
If they think Shredder's dead, they need his next in line to show up. You know what I just realized? I assume that Krang works with Shredder. Did they have a falling out?
They could have. Like, like Krang has just a hidden agenda away from Shredder, and let him take the fall for this Predator to see what would happen, and to injure the Predator so he could capture him more easily.
Yeah, to gain rank in the Foot Clan, yeah.
After they meet up with Casey, what they were doing is they're meeting up with Casey to investigate on some Foot Clan shit. And so they enter this Foot Clan base or this operation that they're doing somewhere. If in that scene, they're fucking Foot Clanned up, and then we cut to Karai consulting with Krang, and she asking him what happened to Shredder. Tells her what happened and explains everything that happens. And then when the turtles get caught, they get surrounded. Both of them together ask for help instead of...
That would help establish the friendship between Krang and the Foot.
Do you think there should be some kind of like ancient Japanese scrolls or something like that to document Predator's existence on Earth periodically throughout the years?
Yes, and that's what, go back on Dom shit. I was going to ask that and get a chance to. When you said Splinter's master would eventually reveal that he fought and beat one, Splinter's the person who brings out that paper. They're talking, they overhear Donnie talking about Predator 1, overhear April talking about Predator 2, and they're describing this thing as far as anyone, eyewitnesses accounts. Splinter would hear the eyewitness account and bring out that paper like, yes, they look like this. My master drew it.
Imagine he brings out the paper and he says it looks like this, but it's blank because the Predators were invisible at the time. It's like it's,
Very useful, Splinter. Go back to your fucking room.
Ancient people had to draw what they understood, so like they would think that the Predator's armor was like samurai armor.
Splinter pulls it out. Splinter pulls it out, but he pulls it out upside down. And Mikey goes, "They're invisible," and he goes, "Oh," and he flips it back over.
Yeah, right. And they're like, they should emphasis. They're like, Mikey, don't be stupid. And then later on, when they find out he is invisible, that's when they're like, he's like, I told you, you know.
Oh my god.
You know that would come full circle because when the Krang first came to Earth, no one believed Mikey when he saw them.
And maybe even mentions that. Like, why did you guys never fucking believe me about aliens? For the opening of a second act of a movie, you need reintroduce Krang and his plot. Like, because in the beginning, you just see him take away the Predator, then you don't see what happens later. So if it's a second act, it needs, I think it needs to start with Krang and his plan being revealed. Like, he's talking to Baxter Stockman, he sees that the Predator is captured by them and is a prisoner, and they're doing experiments on him. I think the more we split up the team, the more scenes we have to go back and forth with, and have a fuller, more exciting movie. So I would like to think of something that April and Casey need to do together to force their relationship. It's like, look, April's like, look, we have to do this thing together. I don't want to talk about us. We've talked enough about us. I'm sick to death of us.
Especially with Donatello, wouldn't the Turtles want to go to where Shredder was murdered to investigate?
Oh, yes. Maybe that's where he appears, and then you see him. He's still alive, and he comes out with this like Predator armor or some shit.
Oh,
like
well,
that.
maybe that's what they go to investigate, and they open the place where the foot were holding him, and his body's gone. And instantly that would piss Raph off. He'd be like, "It's a trap! You let us here for some bullshit!" And he wants to fight.
Yeah, because in his head's like, is this even real? Like, did he actually, like, who killed the Shredder? Like, that's the Shredder.
How do we feel about putting Shredder's brain into that Predator? What's brain?
That's interesting.
That makes me think of like the 03 Turtles because he was an Utrom in that series. So like,
I like the idea of Shredder wanting to kill that Predator because to have a rematch. And even if it's in some kind of mutated form that Baxter Stockman creates, but Shredder's gonna have this like new tricked out armor. I think we're building up to a second battle between them because Shredder's gonna want revenge on that Predator, and also revenge on Krang for betraying him.
The poetic justice is that this turtle I'm drawing here is when Krang takes the Predator body that he took and he mutates it with a turtle. When Shredder finally gets his rematch against the Predator, he would go extra hard on it because it looks like a turtle.
I'm back with Baxter in the lab, and so he's testing on this Predator. Doesn't reveal that he's using turtle DNA at all, right?
Right. You just know that he's experimenting on him. Maybe just him talking to Krang about the experiment, and you see it, and it's constantly moving and trying to like get out of like the thing, and it's covered up. You just see like a lot of violence, and maybe you even see a whole bunch of rock soldiers holding the body down so they can't escape. He's not taking to the mutagen properly, but don't worry, it'll all work out for the best.
One of them's like, I'm just scared if this guy escapes. One of them's like, we have so many mutants on the streets, I'm not scared of this guy. But then that's when the other Predators show up and start murdering other mutants in the catalog.
Oh, you mean like around the world? That we're on that already?
In the Ninja Turtle world. Well, most of the Ninja Turtle villains are located in the same location, right?
Yeah, they're mostly in the city, and then you can also have like the mute animals around and stuff like that, and then they go missing. Like the turtles go to ask them for help, and then they can't even find them.
Yeah, so if you do the world, you'd have to make up your own mutated creatures around the world for whatever reason.
Okay, I just didn't know we were going to introduce that into the second act. I thought it was more of a third act type of thing.
Oh, we gotta find that out. See if we have space for that. Mouse.
Oh my god! I just thought of like the best fucking battle in this movie. Holy shit! If we're talking about turtle villains, I don't remember how this creature was created in the cartoons, but there is a xenomorph in the Ninja Turtles cartoons. The pizza xenomorph.
Oh yeah.
Oh shit! What the hell was his name?
The pizza xenomorph, man.
We could have an AVP in this fucking movie. Aliens versus pizza.
Pizza monsters. This is pizza.
Oh yeah, there's more than one. This is like a species. Oh, that's right. They're in the games. I remember them, and they're in the store level.
If they are in the same lab as as Baxter Stockman's working on a mutagen.
But yeah, even if it's a nod, like a little wink, I think it's worth keeping in there.
Yeah, even if Stockman is walking to do this stuff in the lab, and then he passes by a creature knocking on glass, and it's one of his little tests, and it looks like just this thing.
Oh yeah, I think he would be overseeing, and plus you need someone, Baxter Stockman, to be talking to somebody about the experiment, and so this is where like some exposition comes out. It's like, are you sure it was a wise decision to turn on Shredder? And it's like, Shredder's weak. He hasn't gotten results in years.
He was beat by an alien that I kidnapped.
It's time to find new partnership, new weapons, new allies.
Wow, Vincent D'Onofrio really does play this guy, doesn't he?
Yeah, he does. He's really into the part, man.
How do we get back to the Turtles then? How do we get back to the Turtles?
Oh, we could just go back and forth like while they're traveling. It's just traveling to Japan, where the Shredder. That's where it happened with the Shredder, and that'll be their trip to Japan, and maybe that's where like Hachiman or Usagi Yojimbo could be there. Maybe
I'm sorry. Remind me, how did Shredder get to Japan again?
How did he get there? Like he was just there.
Yeah,
Like,
Do you want them to go to Japan? Or do you want
Is the Foot Clan headquarters there?
That's where the he was training the Foot Clan before like he was trying to get a whole new brand of Foot Clan.
Oh, I assumed he was killed in the city. My bad.
No. I was thinking Japan, because that's where his Foot Clan headquarters would be. He's tired of using teenagers as foot, and so he went back to Japan to get more disciplined fighters to fight against the Turtles. He saw that as a mistake, and he wants to get more traditional Japanese fighters to be in the Ninja Clan. Or Shredder's there, but he's alive and knowing that he was betrayed by Krang. Because I definitely I think it's too good of a story arc for Shredder. His pride is hurt because he was left for dead. He was defeated by this thing. Now that has this new armor, he wants to have his revenge, and he wants to have his revenge on Krang for betraying him. I think we would be fools to ignore that plot device for him to be the one to...
Absolutely no. That's definitely the good part. I just got lost in the Japan part. I'm trying to wrap my brain around the fact that he was in Japan this whole time. That's why I'm quiet.
It doesn't have to be, but I just thought it'd be a cool aesthetic. Them traveling to Japan, and they have some ancient buildings, and you see where the Foot Clan originated, and time to travel there. And I mean, just imagine the predators in a predator in Japan, and with the buildings and how cool that would look. And maybe they even have a certain predator with an armor that looks Japanese, that's been there for a while hunting. You know what I mean? Like it's just I think it would just look cool to have.
So he's going to be killing a lot of the Ninja Turtle roster, these predators, which are located in the city, which kind of throws some stuff off because we thought that he sent off that signal in New York City, where all the villains are. That means that the predator that Shredder fought sent off a stress signal in Japan, to where I know absolutely zero characters that are in Japan.
Hachiman, Usagi Yojimbo.
Well, I mean, yeah, I know you.
Usagi Yojimbo is like another property.
I think that would be a great fight, like those two being there, and you just see a couple predators there, like, and they're fighting offside, and whether or not they join the fight. Or
I think in this, Usagi Yojimbo is Venom in Spider-Man 3.
Yeah, like if you were to show him in the movie, it would probably be a cameo of just like if someone was talking about predators hunting down mutants on Earth, you could show a glimpse of Usagi fighting in Japan.
But that's what I'm presenting.
But you want to actually be a main character?
No, I see that's what you think you're presenting, but like if they're in Japan, they would have to fight these predators that have to be killing off Usagi's characters, to which are not as iconic as if they were in New York City killing off Ninja Turtle characters, you know?
I always saw them as very popular characters. I think the Ninja Turtles discovering that Hachiman and Usagi Yojimbo are dead in Japan while they're there, and I think would hold a lot of impact with Ninja Turtle fans. Or they go to inherit the help of these two and find that they're already dead, and then Shredder is there waiting for them when they arrive, and so it doesn't happen like right away. Like they don't show, oh, Shredder's not here, and then he just shows up. They go there, Shredder's not there, and there's like, you know what, we have to get somebody's help, and let's I know of a few people. Like Leonardo's like, I know a few people, and so they go to Yosagi Ojimbo, and he's dead, and they investigate, and then they go to Hachiman, he's dead, but then Shredder is there waiting for them. She's like, I knew you'd be here. We need to stretch this out a bit, or the movie's going to be because we're only in the second act and we're already building up. So I think that would be some good, interesting filler.
True. I think there's a lot of different ways we could build it up. I personally feel like Usagi Yojimbo is where you lost me, though. The Predator's killing Japanese creatures from Usagi's universe. It's kind of taking it away from a Ninja Turtle property. Even though I understand that Usagi is connected to Ninja Turtles loosely, I don't know. What does everyone else think, though? Because I feel like it would be way more interesting if a Predator killed one of Bebop or Rocksteady in the end. One of them were like wanted a revenge arc, or like Ninja. I feel like my opinion is that Ninja Turtle villains are 100% more iconic than Usagi Yojimbo. In fact, I'm pretty sure most kids don't know Usagi.
Well, it's that, and the fact that it's a TMNT Predators movie. Like you said, it's loosely, and I love Usagi as well. It's just it's a different property. I mean, of course, I want to have fun and do all this shit, but if we're working with two properties, then even adding the aliens is bad. I love the alien. I fucking love aliens so much, but even adding them is bad. It takes away from the Ninja Turtles. Why am I even focusing? If Usagi Ojimbo was in the movie, then I don't need Casey. I don't need April. I don't need none of that. For background, maybe, but they're like super background.
But they were just going to show. I mean, I'm not championing this idea, but I'm just defending what I meant by it. You know, they all they do is find the dead bodies and to show the impact of what's happening all over the world. But if I'm not married to the idea, it's just a suggestion.
I get you. What I have in Act 2, Baxter Stockman is testing on the Predator. It's all hooked up, and Stockman is making mutagen. Krang oversees, talks of plans. Tracks the signal to the Predator sent. We cut to the Predator's ship that it came on. They're the first Predators to do this hunt. And that ship sends a message to the mothership. And then I think we put it on, we put the second act on the Predators.
Oh, so you want the Predators to continue, like this to be a segue to what the Predators are doing now?
Yeah, because if again, like you said, if we're in Act 2, then shit has to happen. Okay. They've already been sitting there in that theater for 30 minutes.
So let's then well, if Don wants the Bebop and Rocksteady thing to happen, so why don't we show them sending Predator to Bebop and Rocksteady? It's like we have these like you see them on the monitor, and then you just see them like point, and then you see a ship burst out from the mothership and land in New York, and where Bebop and Rocksteady are kind of just like tearing up shit and doing whatever they do, and then it's just a Predator shows up, and we could actually see the fight right then and there, or we could then cut to something else and then go back to the fight.
It cuts to the Predator ship connecting to the mothership. A Predator and an Elder read this message. We're on the Predator and the Elder, and it confirms, and it turns to 5 other Predators who are all dressed like ceremonially. Like these things look like they are whatever graduation is to them.
Oh, okay.
In the most of course tribal way, but think Fox, and then
and the cap turns into a blade.
Fox, you know what I'm saying? So turns, and then we are introduced to our Predators, to which that's when you get that nerddom gets to look at them, look at their weapons that they're chosen for them, what these type are, because I'm also keeping the idea of right in the beginning. I think everyone said new faction. So this is a completely new faction. How these Predators work, I think, would be crazy to add to that. Like how they do things, focusing on how they're attacking, what they do when they're attacking, what they do beforehand. Like if one of these things danced, if I was in the theater and then one of these things starts doing a haka, I'd be like, oh, what the fuck is going on? like it would throw me off.
Do you think their weapons should emulate the Ninja Turtle weapons?
Genius. I see where your mind is going.
Like one of them has a staff, but like a blade is staff. Like they already have that staff.
Yes.
And
like
the swords are easy to do, and the size can just be like like giant knives. The thing and the nunchucks. Oh my god! You could imagine the design of like this futuristic alien technology nunchuck type of device. You know, I mean, come on.
Yeah, if you want to get a little cartoony, I think if you want to get a little on the nose with it, there's two types of what I noticed from like when I watch movies and shit. Is there's two types of fights I do like seeing. It's those fights, those like mirror battle fights, and then the martial arts fights where it's style versus style.
That's nice. I like that. Oh, you know what? Maybe we should have Donnie, like, maybe when they're on the ship or something like that, like make more advanced weaponry to fight against the Predator's weapons. Kind of like, oh, I've been working on something. Mikey has wood nunchucks. Maybe he should have metal. Like he gives him like metal nunchucks and shit like that. And Donnie, has this bow that's made of some kind of like steel that they took off a Krang ship, and it like the blades in the size and the swords are like unbreakable from Krang's universe, and so like he like the last battle, like he took that metal and he's been working on this project, and he's like waiting for the right time to reveal it. And
It turns to the five predators. We see the five predator challengers. These predator challengers are the ones that are going to be sent out to fight the turtles and kill everybody. They wear straps on their legs. One of them has one strap, one of them has two straps, another one has three straps, and the other two have no straps. And when this ship lands, the two predators with no straps, they're the ones that get sent out first.
the strap thing is a ranking type of thing or
Yes.
assignment type. Okay, ranking. Okay.
After they've already taken out all the fodder and this and that, the best one, the healthy one, the champion from the fucking previous tournament, for all we know, now gets to go out while everyone's hurt. So these two predators, the two zero rank predators walk out, and they're the first to go. They're gonna find and attack Bebop and Rocksteady. I thought we were talking about one of them dying. If Bebop dies, Rocksteady actually kills the predator he was fighting, and then the second one is upon him, and Splinter saves Rocksteady. Rocksteady has to be the person to live, because Rocksteady driving that horn through one of these fucking things,
Yes.
killing it. He's got to be the one.
The one that kills Bebop, that's that's why he takes his attention off of his own opponent. He sees Bebop get killed, and then he just rams his horn into the back of the Predator, and it comes out of the other end of his chest like a chest burster.
And so the whole Foot Clan will have to take the word of Karai, their leader, the right hand person of Shredder, that I found his body and his heart stopped beating. But by the time they have this meeting with the turtles, they're like, his body is gone. They moved the body somewhere, they had it, and then it was gone.
What can add to that is if Karai genuinely believes he's dead, you see her rage, and then that's what convinces everyone.
Krang is intentionally not giving them all the information because Krang is evil.
What if Krang is double crossing and he secretly collected Shredder and was telling everyone he was dead?
Yeah,
That is definitely something that he would do.
Yeah, you also said Shredder a couple times. Do you want something from me? That's why I asked about the brain shit. I asked about putting his fucking brain in the shit, but hey.
I wouldn't doubt if Shredder was Shredder. Now everyone's saying Shredder. If Shredder is actually they really are playing the turtles, like he's collaborating with Karai and to get the turtles to do something so he can get like the technology off of the ship and make his new armor. Maybe like he's championing the turtles to go stealth mode onto the ship and like give his daughter a chance to get the metals that he needs to make his super shredder armor.
Because if Krang has Baxter working on the serum that's going to create this guy, the half turtle, half predator, Krang is like, you think he would be doing this as a distraction while he's helping to build up the armor for Shredder?
It's definitely something to think about.
Yeah, making this thing is simply just a distraction to get Shredder back on his feet.
And so they're playing the turtles because why do it yourself when you can have the turtles do your dirty work for you? And so the appearance of Shredder being dead makes more sense. Maybe there's a story about an invasion to the turtles to get them worried about it. But like obviously that's not the truth. So that they go to the ship to dismantle or the ship or to do whatever they have to do, and Donnie get his hands on their technology and their.
Okay, so you're saying they lie about an invasion when they're talking?
They want the weapons, and so they convince the turtles that there's no other choice, that they have to stealth go onto the ship, and while they're doing that, they're actually going to be there stealing the weapons. And
any info in between, any scene in between that's a little.
maybe just you see them riding in the car like very briefly talking, and he just says, "Will you shut up?" Like, it's bad enough that you have to come with me or whatever like that. And then they did, yeah, they just go straight into the nursing home or wherever he's at, and then they have the conversation.
Yeah, they go there, they talk to this dude. He's still a little bugged out about it, and he could swear he sees one of them outside, and it's the teal one, just hiding.
That's nice. And April, while he's watching them, April is the Casey's like, "Where's the car?" And she's like, "It's over here." And then it's like, "Over here, over here."
Yeah, oh shit.
Yeah.
Oh, then we get a good stealth scene down in the sewers where they know it the most. They're home, and they hear April. Like, hey, over here, over here. And like, April? And they, oh, shit, man.
This is like low key like the first time I heard a story of like just like straight up invasion of predators. Like there, this many predators just like invading a planet for fun. Like it's like the invasion of the crash outs, yo.
Trust me, don't use the word invasion.
Yeah, hey.
No, nobody likes the word invasion.
Hey, Rich, I'm rolling my fucking eyes super hard.
You know what? He's been watching it for a while, so he brings like he sets a trap of pizzas. And
I love that.
And like all of them, the Mikey's like, "Oh my God, look at what I got, guys! Pizza!" It's like, "Mikey, where'd you get that pizza? It was just standing right there." Like, and it's like, "Are you stupid or something?" And then you just see a big explosion.
I just see Raphael just yelling, "Are you dead ass right now?"
The whole stealth ship thing winds up not being Shredder's plan or begin with, or they do that, but they sabotage their way to steal weapons. Like they go up there and they and Donnie's on the computer, and as they're stealing weapons, Donnie activates a protective mechanism or something like that in the computer, and like you see these like prison or these energy fields show up over the weapons, and they can't grab them, and they can't take what they wanted.
Okay, yes, as third act shit when they're going onto the ship to see what's up, and then they're wondering why the Foot and all of them are there doing these things. Like, what are you guys doing? Like, oh, we have our own orders.
April is trying to call them, and at that moment, they're fighting the predators, so they can't answer the call.
So she's on the cell phone while this fight with Teal is happening. Are we purposely ignoring relegating April to a newscaster?
Well, fine. That's actually a good thing. She finds out all this information from Danny Glover, but it has nothing to do with the turtles. It has nothing to do with what's going on or the invasion or anything like that. It only was interviewing him for information so she can air the truth on the air. So it has nothing to do with the turtles. The turtles are doing whatever their thing. Their side plot was just to find out what these things are from Danny Glover, and then go and tell the world on the next news.
Okay, I feel like our brainstorm has become just like 2 or 3 clouds. I'm gonna need input from somebody else.
Either A, they find out through Splinter because Yoshi would have known that they're just warriors, they're not invaders, or B, there's like a subplot in this movie where mutants want rights because there's so many mutants in the city of the Ninja Turtles universe, and that like the government's been hiding every time a predator came to this earth, which is what April would know. April would know because she knows about Danny Glover in L.A. and every time a predator came to Earth, like the government tries to hide it, and so the government really wants to hide this because if this predator is going around killing mutants, she would want to expose that.
Okay, so like IDW current shit where like the mad mutants run around like.
And if the predators are going around killing all these mutants at a time where mutants they want the right to live.
Yeah, it actually does touch on modern IDW right now, actually.
Right, because if she's trying to expose this thing killing mutants and they want mutants' rights and whatever, I think that would mean that like the her point with Jesse, or I mean, is that his name, Jesse? Why?
Jesse.
What the hell's his name?
Casey.
Jesus. Casey is that they're running around trying to make it to these mutants before the predator does. I was definitely hoping some predators were killing mutants. The Foot is like the mafia, right? Like if this is happening under their nose, and if anything happens under their nose, that's not in their control, they're kind of pissed, right?
That's the only reason like why they would even consider working with their enemies.
And if the Foot and their partners with Krang and all them, and their mutants are getting killed, they would be kind of pissed, right?
Yeah, because like what happens where like, oh, we have missions, we have shit to do, but Leatherhead isn't answering the phone. Like,
Leatherhead.
I haven't even heard that fucking guy's name. Wow. Yeah, because again, they need big motherfuckers to fight. We had 3 more predators, and there wasn't any big motherfucker. I forgot what Leatherhead. Again, I said Toka and Razor because they're from fucking the second movie.
They were already defeated. They were turned into puddles of little animals. The same way reptiles turned into a statue puddle of worms.
Funny enough, it puts Shredder in a positive light. That if the reason this predator even has to fight Shredder because he's protecting one of his mutant ninjas.
You know, he's got layers. You know, he's not all
right.
turtle killer.
Yeah.
That would sell the illusion that he's always trying to sell them. Like, we are the outside world rejects you. Blah blah blah. If he died for them. Oh, if he died for them. Oh my god.
That's actually fucking super good. And of course, Raph cannot get behind it, but that is really fucking good.
Might create a fun plot device if at the end, when the Foot, the conclusion, when the Foot is fighting these predators and whatnot, and the turtle predator shows up, the mutant from the beginning of the movie, and they see that Shredder is still alive, definitely going to question their loyalty.
And that's what gives explanation as to why Splinter would even think about protecting Deep Rocksteady. Of course, you protect life and shit, but to know what these things are and to know that their mutants are being hunted, Deep Rocksteady, yeah, they're fucking enemies and dumbasses, but they're mutants nonetheless.
Well, for the first time, I finished my picture.
Oh shit.
I was just about to ask if you were drawing something right now because Discord doesn't like me and I can't see your camera.
I'll take a picture.
It looks amazing.
Oh, thank you.
I think you're all cooking really nicely.
Crazy.
Are we trying to get everyone in the same room or no?
In the same room.
For Act 3, like all these people are in separate groups. The Predator hunt has got everyone separated. Is like Act 3 about bringing everyone in the movie together in the same sewer, the same whatever, to have a huge showdown?
We've been stealthy most.
Yeah, there's been a lot of stuff in the first 2 acts. I say like now is like
you gotta go balls to the wall for the final act.
Exactly. This is the climax. People got to be like, this has to be like a war here,
Balls to the wall, testicles to cement.
Crazy.
Sweet.
As
well, throw Splinter in there because it will be a through line of his master defeated a predator.
That would create a couple full circles. So if Shredder fought this turtle or this predator turtle, which was the turtle that killed him in the beginning of the movie, and you're saying Splinter fights the leader of the predators, that'd be insane. And what if that main predator like hands Splinter something from Yoshi that he took? Or no, he would have had to kill Yoshi, or was he the one who killed Yoshi?
Oh shit! Well, hey, that fucks with the fucking with the established. God, I got it.
Yeah, and then Shredder's like, "That's the predator that framed me. It started this whole war."
So I'm gonna reread this thing. Sarah, did you happen to read this, or I'm about to read it out loud?
No, I haven't read it yet.
Okay, so we'll value input here too, because a lot of shit has to happen. Well, I gotta fight this. We're blowing up technodromes. I didn't know this. This is new information to me. Act 1. In the Foot Clan headquarters, a predator attacks. It defeats the ninjas, mutant and human alike. Shredder protects a mutant ninja from the predator kills Shredder, but not without suffering heavy wounds. This predator does not collect his trophy. Shredder's alive. A Mouser spy records this, reports back to Baxter Stockman. Stockman reports to Krang. They head to capture this predator. Karai finds Shredder's body, mourns him. Predator is escaping, sends a signal and falls to his knees. Cut to April on the news, reports on the Foot Clan activity, reports on increased mutant deaths amid a mutant rights movement. Then we cut to Casey Jones, who watches April yearning. He watches her on TV and he's like, I love that girl, but things don't work out. He goes off to find a fight. He finds a guy robbing someone, fights him. He's too loud and draws in the thief's partners, 4 more guys. He's getting jumped and the turtles land and help him. A little late, aren't you? We figured we'd watch. You gotta be stealthy, Case. Blah, blah, blah. Fucking turtles. They head out together to investigate a Foot Clan operation. They fight. Karai meets with Krang and learns of Shredder's Shredder's death and the Predator. They hear of the commotion and leave the office. Turtles are surrounded. Karai and the Turtles talk, who are wary of Shredder's death and his body's disappearance. They are told that these aliens are hunting mutants, and Shredder died for them. They make a deal to unite against the coming threat of these predators that are kind of come through and fuck around. On Act 2, Baxter Stockman is testing on the Predator. It's all hooked up, and Stockman is making a mutagen. Krang oversees, talks of plans, tracks a signal the Predator sent, cut to the Predator's ship connecting to the mothership, heads of mutants on the walls as trophies that this Predator was killing before the movie starts. This Predator's already killed a bunch of mutants, massacre, crazy shit. A Predator and an Elder Predator read the message, confirm, and turns to 5 Predator challengers, the ones that are being fought throughout the movie by the Turtles last, I guess. They rank in straps on their legs, 0 to 3. 2 of them have 0. The ship lands. 2 0-rank Predators walk out. Bebop and Rocksteady are ambushed by the Predators, Red and Teal. Fighting a heated battle, the Predators are arrogant. Red kills Bebop. Rocksteady rages and kills Red. Teal is upon Rocksteady, going for the kill, and he is saved by Splinter. Teal escapes, and Splinter helps up Rocksteady to warn Bebop. Cut to the Turtles, April and Casey meeting with the Foot and the Krang and the Technodrome. They talk about the threat and what they know and what they don't. Donnie asks about the lab, and Stockman acts funny. Splinter walks in with Rocksteady. The Turtles stand to ready. Splinter explains. They talk, and Donnie mentions Dutch. April mentions Harrigan, and Splinter pulls out Yoshi's drawing and talks of them being warriors, and they must meet them on the battlefield as they do. They must hunt them. Outside, Teal watches the Technodrome from afar and scans, and it knows the meeting is happening. We follow Teal to the shipyard where it goes off and gives a signal and screams a hunting call. The challengers hear the call, the Predator challengers. Krang and the Technodrome receive the signal as well. Everybody reacts, and they're all going to meet at this dock. In the Showlaser, they race to the location in Donnie's GPS. Karai, Krang, and the Foot travel. I guess in the Technodrome, right? I mean, the Technodrome, how big? I keep forgetting how big this thing is scale-wise to the city. Like, can he park that shit anywhere? I have no idea. Predators travel on rooftops as the Turtles would. They all meet, seeing Teal first. The Turtles ready themselves with an army of Foot as green, magenta, and gold Predators appear. Now it's just really having this fight. Like, they've chosen the battleground, which is the dock, but the dock takes away the stealthy fighting. I wonder what Sarah thinks so far.
Okay.
So far, it sounds really cool, and I like the basic idea of it. I feel like having I don't know, having other stuff happen with them before the Turtles meet them. You know, Bebop encounter them and all of that. Like, I don't know, maybe kind of add some anticipation.
Here right now on this dock are 4 Predators, maybe an Elder, and so who's here is also 4 Turtles. Karai, Krang.
Shredder is alive. He's back. He's with the Foot, and he's ready to challenge that Predator that tried to kill him.
Remember, we have this head Predator. Maybe he's just so strong that like Shredder has to help the Turtles fight this thing, and it's the combined efforts of all 3 of them, maybe all 4, because like maybe Karai is in the mix too, and that's what finally brings it down. Predator sees that it can't win, so it's going to blow them all up and win in the end.
Shredder wouldn't look at that single Predator as somebody to have revenge against, because he's just a grunt. Shredder would probably want to fight the main Predator because he's the one in charge, and he's the one who sent that thing to him, and starts saying like, oh, what, you're gonna hide behind your other Predators, you're gonna hide and you're not gonna fight, like, I challenge you, and
if there's being matched up and every turtle has to be fighting a Predator, then there's only enough Predators for Turtles. So having Shredder show up,
the main Predator, I'm telling you, the main guy, the one that's overseeing it, that wasn't even
that's
in
an Elder.
The Elder, yeah, I think he challenges the Elder.
That's an old motherfucker.
Yep. If he says, hey,
beat up some old
he's like, you have no honor, you hide behind your Predators, and then he kills the hell out of them.
Of course, our Turtles have to win. It's the fucking Turtles. So when they win, but it's a grueling fight, then they think they're done, and then when Krang and Karai turn on them, then they're going to take everything they need, this technology, and sick the mutagen Predator on them. They all 4 can't beat this big ass thing, and Shredder comes and helps them.
And when the 4 Ninja Turtles can't defeat this mutated Predator, Splinter defeats it, because he's the one who taught the Turtles stealth. He's the one who taught them all their individual styles. And so while the Turtles are distracting him, he comes from behind and does what a ninja actually does, and kills their opponent without them knowing that he's there.
That actually belongs to a turtle. It feels like you're giving a moment that belongs to Luke, to Yoda. I mean, you don't normally give the master that kind of thing.
Then to have Leonardo do it.
It would definitely be Leo who finishes the final blow.
I'm trying to sell toys, Rich. That's all I
Ah,
want to do.
let McDonald's sell the toys.
Man, that's the Mirage Turtles, man. The turtles.
Yeah,
Turtle
you
Predator.
kill everybody.
Too dark? Too dark? Okay. Look, okay, fine. We'll just throw him in a vat of acid or something like that, and then like the Joker, because I mean,
So you're saying you feel like there's too many players? Are you trying to like cut down on some, or
Not cut down, but to make what's here work as a good third act, which is essentially going to be a combat tournament, but happening all at once. Every fight's happening at once, but between two highly skilled fighters who are also stealthers. There's also this predator that was being tested on that has mutagen in it. Somewhere at some point needs to be released. We were thinking after the turtles win, of course, that when they're tired and done, Krang turns on them and wants this technology, or if we allow them to be these people in the tournament, then the turtles will be tired and they'll sick this predator on them, this mutagen predator that they were testing on at the beginning of the movie. The turtles would be kind of too weak to fight it. Rich is thinking to have something like Splinter do it, or then we talked about Leo doing it, or is Shredder, who was dead, would it be him coming back and saving the turtles, and for what reason? It's that last part that is
Only
I don't know how
he
solid
gets
it
the right to destroy the turtles.
if it's
And-
gonna be
and he's
Shredder,
destroying the creation of Krang for leaving him in the dust.
it would make sense that
Oh.
Shredder it kills the Krang's creation, because that's the predator that almost killed him.
Dude, he has to kill this predator because what we established in the beginning and with the conversation is that something is different about Shredder in this sequence, because he has allowed mutants to join the foot, and he is now someone who works with mutants and doesn't hate them that way. So to have it be a little poetic where he dies in the beginning and then come back and the last mutants that he's protecting are these turtles. But what was throwing me off is that so much is being taken from the turtles. They only fight the predators in
it
the
does
Act 3.
sound like this movie y'all have made does sound like it's Shredder's story.
Shredder movie.
I don't think we're dismissing the turtles at all. I think it's just because we're getting all the details surrounding the turtles more spotlight. In actuality, like the whole Act 3 will be them fighting predators.
Then who is taking down this last predator then?
I say the Shredder.
Yeah, give it to Shredder.
Yeah, and then at the end, like Shredder ends it was like, "This isn't over, turtles. You will be mine to kill." Shredder kills that mutated predator, and then he threatens the turtles like, "No, I'm going to finish this. I'm going to kill you guys." Like he's like messed up, janked up. Doesn't matter. He wants to end it, but maybe the death of said mutant triggers like the place blowing up thing, but maybe like the death of like the predators from before triggers like a self-destruct sequence,
Yeah, that's crazy.
and that's what gets them out of there and like back onto the streets, and they're like, this adventure is over and we won that and we survived.
So Leo stands before gold. Leo matches with gold. Raph stands before magenta. There definitely has to be a Splinter moment that I just thought of now, that he does have to be here, or something has to be said, because they're trying to kill the Ninja Turtles. So I think Splinter's going to have to tell them, you're going to have to kill these things. Okay, so yeah, Mikey struggles in his fight with Green. Green gets the upper hand and is going to kill Mikey. Splinter on a rooftop throws a dagger at Green. He tells Mikey he must step up and do what a ninja must do to protect his brothers. Green shoots a rocket at Splinter and destroys the roof, presumably killing him. Mikey freaks and chokes out Green, Bruce Lee nunchuck style.
Yep.
Okay. Johnny chases Karai and finds weapons cache on the way. Grabs armor and big ass gun. The ship starts to move. The turtles meet back at the dock. Mikey mentions Splinter dying. Donnie tells of Karai stealing the Predator ship. Says this fight was just them using us as a distraction. It cost them their master. They head to the Technodrome. At the drome, they're met by Krang and Stockman, and they sick the mutagen Predator on them. They fight this thing and are clearly losing. Shredder shows up, and to everyone's surprise, and he protects the turtles. He won't allow this creature to kill his enemies and wants revenge, not only on this thing, but on Krang for knowing of it and not warning him, sensing betrayal. Shredder and mutagen Predator fight, epic fight. Shredder wins, and I stopped at N begins. And I was gonna say he begins to destroy the Technodrome. Shredder is the one who blows it up because he's like, if you're gonna betray me, then I don't need to work.
Turtles survive. They see Splinter survived as well. Epilogue with them looking over the city. We just won. The Predators leave, and maybe there's like a post-credits kind of scene where you see like either like a Predator's weapon or something, or maybe one of the Foot Clan, Shredder or Krang picks up some Predator technology and then applies a sequel, and then boom, that's it.
Or I guess the last Shredder and the Mutagen Predator fight, epic fight. Shredder wins and begins to destroy the Technodrome. The Turtles escape and the drome explodes. No word on if Shredder survives. Epilogue: Karai in Predator armor meets with Shredder, who talks of leadership. He gives her control of the foot while he heals. The Turtles meet with April and Casey on the roof. They begin to mourn Splinter when he shows up and praises them for their skill and mastery. They watch over the city safe once again.
But no, I think we got a winner chicken dinner, a winner turtle soup dinner here.